welcome into my cottage. I'm Milky Witch, and today we're going to be exploring PALMAPE, a lush tropical jungle complete with a poolside resort. I had so much fun creating this island. I was genuinely upset when it was over. So I really hope you end up loving PALMAPE as much as I do. Not to drag things out too much, just go and grab a cuppa or a treat of your choice and relax while I take you on a jungle adventure. So here we are, welcome to PALMAPE. Right off the bat, we're greeted with a very bright and colourful orange airport, as well as like a little bit of a scuffed flag made by yours truly. But I do love, I think this is the first time I've used an orange airport, but it really gets you in the mood for bright tropical colors. So before we step foot on this beautiful tropical island resort, let's have a look at our map. So on the map you can see the dream address obviously right at the bottom there, but I'll also be putting that in the description for anyone should they wish to come and visit PALMAPE. And then other than that, it's a lot. Any island where you choose to use palm trees regularly is gonna have like very interesting freckles, but I think it's cute. I like the chaos. I think it adds to the vibe, which you will all be seeing quite shortly. And then other than that, let's do a quick run through of our villages. So we've got Audie, Jambette, Louie, Flip, Elise, Flora, Fauna, my baby, Cesar, Tangy, and Bud. I'm sure there's a few controversial villages in there, but I actually grew to really love all of these villages. I definitely wanted to have quite a few gorillas and monkeys, so they make up almost half the lineup, and then all of them have stories and why they're here, and their interiors match to suit that. So as we run along the island, I'll tell you why the villages are here and what their interiors I'll actually show you. Everything on this island is decorated, all the interiors, the beaches, my house, so feel free to explore it as much as you'd like. We'll obviously do a bit of a quick run through today. So yeah, please let me know if you visit PALMAPE, and I'd love to see any photos or just hear what you think. But without further ado, let's go on and have a look at it. So my entrance here leads you immediately to a diagonal bridge. As you probably saw on the map, the resident services is really close. I kind of strive to do that for a lot of my islands. I like starting at the airport for the tour, and I want you to quickly be able to get to it when you're dreaming. So just across the bridge here is the airport when you wake up here. And then you have a choice. You can either go to the right, which will lead to the resort, which is indicated by this sort of white plank incline. Or you can come down here and follow this more sandy path, which will lead you through a market and then up to the hiking trail. One last little thing, when you do wake up here, there'll be little goodies for you dropped on the ground. There'll be some outfit choices and just a few little things here and there just to help you get immersed in PALMAPE. So today I'm going to take you via the hiking trail. But the thing about my islands, and again, you can sort of see it, not really, but on the map, it's sort of like a big old circle with little trails going here and there. So the whole island sort of just goes ooh, up and then up and around and down and in again. And you'll sort of see where the optional side trails are indicated, usually by these sort of planks of wood. But truthfully, this is a main way to go. So let's come over these little hopping stones. And then we get to this market square. I've tried to have enough music players around that you sort of hear this song playing throughout the whole thing. I think it's like a nice little vibe, nice and tropical. So we've got a few different stalls here. We've got some vegetables, some clothes run by this snazzy member. This whole market is sort of run by these pink gyroids. So there's a few little of the gyroids scattered about and they're all pink. And I guess, I don't know, they're like traveling market owners. Here's a sort of like tchotchke knick-knack store, and that takes you to the Able Sisters here with a very appropriate watermelon dress. And then further down we've got the flower and plant market, also stalls. a little fishing stall and cooking section here, and then a very small little music stall. So we'll head down just to sort of get an overview of this entire area. So if we follow this path down here, we're taken to the beach straight away. And over here we've got a sort of like bookstall area, which is run by Fauna. So Fauna is sort of the sore thumb of this island. Luckily her colors quite work. She doesn't always, but she's my favorite villager. Obviously I love deers. And I've just always loved Fauna ever since I was a kid. So I always have her on my islands, even if she maybe doesn't match so well. And I've always decided that, well, she's a normal type, so she's always talking about reading and stuff. So I've decided she's a big reader. So obviously her stall on this island would be for books. Maybe don't think too hard about the logistics of having a bunch of books right on the beach. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's Animal Crossing. And over here is just sparsely decorated, of course, over to the entrance again. But you can't actually go there. So yeah, actually, I will go ahead and show you Fauna's interior in just a second. Oh, hello Fauna and visitor. I see Tangy is checking out the local library. So like I mentioned, to me, Fauna loves reading. Every island I've had her there, and I always just give her a house, and she always has heaps of books and stuff. So this feels like a dream come true for the dreams I've decided to assign to her. Are you two having a moment in the back? Sorry. Where she finally gets to have a library and look after it. So people can either come here and read right here on this very comfortable looking couch while listening to some nice music, or they can buy a book and take it with them. Maybe as a souvenir, maybe just... Oh. Yeah. And then that back door, that's what leads to her actual room. So I promise she has a bed and everything. You just can't see it, but it's definitely there, trust me. So we've got a little back area back here. This little bottle crate is kind of like her little step ladder to get to the higher shelves. Because look at her, she's tiny. She can barely reach the register. And then over here is sort of like the gift shop vibes. You know how a lot of bookstores and I don't know, libraries I guess have a gift store? So I'm trying to think of souvenirs that look somewhat tacky but also good for this island. So yeah. God, I love this stuff. Okay, thank you. Have fun, you two. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now back to the actual island. We come over here to Nook's Cranny. I kind of banished it to the beach and I kept it at this sort of shed stage because I feel like it suits the vibes a lot better. So we just got, I mean, it's a Nook's Cranny. It's a box call moment. It is what it is. And then you can actually squeeze past here, I believe. Yep, checking my own little tricks. And if you come up here, you come to this sort of like fresh fish stall. Different to the cooking fish stall, I swear. They're totally different ideas. We've just got some nice fish. I personally don't eat fish. So luckily I did not get hungry at all while building this area. But I did when I got more involved with Tangy's place, but we'll look at that in just a second. First, let's just finish looking at the market area. So this is sort of the fruit stall now. Beautiful tropical fruits, of course, delicious. And here is a very kind duo who will sell you fruit and then they'll make it into juice for you. So this guy specializes in oranges. This one does all sorts of everything. And yeah, I just really wanted to use these little fruit design codes. They're so clever. I do have a Pinterest for all of my islands, which should have all of the design codes saved. So I'll link that in the description too. Actually, why not? And then up here we've just got the boat. I like to think this is where they all live. They just vibe on this boat and then they go out and catch their fresh fish to sell at the market. And then, I mean, you can come up here if you want to. I have decorated it. Just little turtles, little turtle moment. Don't worry about this guy. I think he's kind of going in the wrong direction, but he'll figure it out. He'll sort it out. And then just up ahead, you can see there's some more turtles. And some trees. I don't know why I'm going into picture mode to look at this better. I guess just to show, definitely everything is decorated. You're getting like a little glimpse of the area up ahead as well. Just to give that tropical vibe. I figured with a tropical island, it's pretty important to decorate the beaches. So coming back down here, we'll go back to Tangy's place. You can get a sort of hint of it from out here with the blender there on the left, but Tangy actually runs a smoothie store. So let's go inside and have a look at what she's got on. So here we are in Tangy's smoothie shop. It's a bit dark in here. I had to sort of time travel to like 11 p.m. to get her, but hey, it's still open. Wow, that is really wild business practice. Anyway, so in the smoothie store, we've got a little counter for you to sit and sip your smoothie. No cash register. I guess Tangy just does this for fun. Yeah, there's a very small little table set up in the corner as well. And then back here is the kitchen, where all the magic happens, as well as a little fruit delivery she's just had. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a nice little store to have as your first stop before you go on your hike, or right at the end, I suppose, for a nice refreshing drink. You'll notice there's no door and no rooms, but I promise you later on you will see that Tangy does have a bed on this island. She has somewhere to lay her head at night after a really long day of making and passing out smoothies. So that's that one. I'm not gonna lie, I really want a nice fresh fruit smoothie. It's getting hot here in Australia and this island makes me feel even warmer just to walk around it. And I could use a smoothie. And then coming up here, we've got the start of the hiking trail, I suppose you could call it. A very gentle hike through the jungle. So as I mentioned earlier, this sort of big dirt path is the main path and you'd follow that to keep on the loop. But whenever you see these little wooden planks, they're sort of like an optional path where you'll be led to a view or something and then you'll have to come back to the main one. So if we go on up here, I guess, hopefully I remembered, hopefully future Milky remembers to put in a quick warning at the start of this video that there's a lot of bugs and bug models on this island. Hopefully if you've been playing Animal Crossing for a long time, you're sort of mentally adjusted to the bugs in the game if you're not a bug person, but I'm gonna go ahead and warn you now, I suppose, if I forget to do it in the intro. If you're really not a fan of it, I would not recommend watching the rest of this video or touring this island, but if you do like them, there's plenty of them on offer for you. But yeah, so just crossing across here, we've got like a little fallen bridge log code, which I love. Just to take you up here to like a little viewing platform, which shows, I think, the first area of the island we worked on, actually. And look at Jambette on display for us. She knew we were coming. She's a diva. She had to see what was going on. So that is Jambette's house down there, as you can see. Yeah, not a lot to say, just like a lot of waterfalls. This island is sort of waterfall core, not gonna lie. Very noisy. But yeah, she gets her own little island. Of course that means like logistically in game, Jambette is kind of stuck on that island. If she just leaves her house, she cannot go anywhere else. But why would she want to? I mean, she's got her tea and stuff. Looks good to me. So yeah, this is just a little trick if you want to come up here and see that view. And then we'll run on back to the main path. Although not actually run. I would not recommend it unless you have a Switch 2. I haven't actually got one yet, so I haven't tested this island on a Switch 2. I imagine it might do a little better, but if you're like me on a basic Switch, this island can be a little bit of a struggle. I would recommend taking your time. So over here we've sort of got like a little plank to indicate that this is another viewing spot. I don't usually focus too much on viewing spots when I'm decorating islands. This is sort of new for me. But yeah, there's a few if you want to take photos or just have a look. You can see all of the waterscaping I did and just loads of flowers and trees. Yeah, and a little bench to sit on. You know, if you're already tired from walking up the stairs earlier, which valid. I'll just keep going across this very wonky looking land bridge, which takes us here. We've got a sign to indicate that the hiking trail is still going. But as always, if you go up these little wooden planks, then you'll be able to go to this more optional area. So this is like the girlies, the Slay Diva girlies neighborhood. We've got Elise and Jambette. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She can't get to me. Sorry, girl. So Elise is a very kind soul, so she's set up a little like refreshment station for any of the hikers. You can have some fruit, you can have some nice fruit infused water, fresh bananas. I'm sorry to maintain this monkey stereotype, but I kind of had to. And yeah, Jambette is just a lovely gal. So let's go ahead and see what her interior looks like. Oh, and she's not even crafting. I was so sure she would be. So, wow, I'll admit, it's been a while since I've actually worked on this island, and I forgot this is what the interior looks like. It's a lot, but you know, she's a lot. I wanted to match it to her red glasses. Definitely in my head, Elise and Jambette are like besties, so everything's set up for two, so they can come over and have cupcakes together, or they can come and sit in this sort of like a gossip zone with the tea. Spill the tea while drinking tea, am I right? No, I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, I'm remembering her storyline more now. So Elise is also sort of the like journalist for the island. She writes the PALMAPE newsletter. So we've just got a little writing set up for her in the corner. As well as just, I don't know. I think it's good vibes. And she gets a bed. Very lucky. I don't even think my house has a bed. But yeah, she has a little vanity, of course, little makeup pouch, because look at her. Look at those lips. She clearly slays. But yeah, nice cozy vibes for Elise. And a little kitchen as well, of course. Thank you for letting us see your house, and I'm sorry I didn't talk to you. I know. Alright, back outside. Let's come down and say hello to Jambette. Which, through the magic of editing, it may look like she's outside, but actually... I think she's about to invite us inside so we can have a look at what her house looks like. That is so nice of you, Jambette. And here's Jambette's house. So, I kind of wanted to have, I guess, frog vibes. Jambette's the only frog on our island, but I think, you know, definitely suits a jungle. So I wanted to have like a really big area dedicated to, yeah, just like a damp zone. And I really wanted to use this flooring somewhere because I just love that you can run around and it has cute little splashes and stuff. So yeah, this is her little, well, not even little, very luxurious shower actually. And here's her bed. She has a photo up of her bestie, Elise, of course. I'm guessing, oh, I was like, is something meant to go on there? I guess it's so she can sit and use her little vanity. And then, yeah, just a nice little spot. Obviously I had to give her a two-seater couch so she and Elise can sit and have some tea and spill some gossip, and just a little kitchen area as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this house, so thank you, Jambette, for being such an inspiration. So yeah, that's the house of the other island girlie. I love it. Look, another even little setting for the two of them to drink some tea. I would love this. I think I'd love to have a little house on a tropical island like this and live right next door to my bestie and we just sit and drink tea and eat cupcakes all day. Oh, one day. And then across this other little fallen log bridge, we get to another sunken area. There's obviously a lot of those on this island. That was sort of my first vision for it. It was like a lot of little small and large islands interspersed with these land bridges with heaps of sunken areas and waterfalls, and I had so much fun making this island. I haven't done anything quite so ambitious before, I think, when it comes to terraforming. I'm usually pretty basic and I'm happy with that, but yeah, I was really sad when I had to stop working on this island. So here we've got, I call this the frog zone. So a little fun game for you to play. There's actually 5 frogs in that sunken area, not on the second tier. I'm not trying to trick you. So that's a little game you can play if you visit to try and find the 5 frogs. Let me know if you find them. And then crossing another little land bridge. I just love it. I love being above these sunken areas with all the waterfalls and stuff. I don't know. It's fun. We come to this little area right at the back of the island, which is always a bit trickier to decorate if you haven't got space for cliffs and trees. So that's why that fence is there, doing the heavy lifting. And then we come to here. I'm guessing that lily of the valley just grew there, and I couldn't be bothered removing it because I don't think we were really decorating with it too much. I don't know. I can't remember. So we come to this area and we got another little bridge across to the bug research zone. So this is where the little researchers have set up. We got some bugs, of course. A little picnic for them. A little scrapbook where they're keeping their notes. Look at him. So hard at work. And some tunes, of course. And then we come around here and we've got Blather's tent, which, I mean, I had to leave it at a tent. It's perfect. It's so good for PALMAPE. Which of course meant that I had to put it here and then build around it, but it was worth it. I can't imagine trying to incorporate the actual main museum into this island. But the tent is great. So quite cruelly, I've surrounded Blathers with bugs because I'm sorry, they suit the aesthetic better than fish. I'm sorry, Blathers. But yeah, so here is a little bit tricksy. As you can see on the ground, there's actually 4 ways you can go. So obviously this is the way we came. There's a way up here, a way down, and then these little wooden planks. So I, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go to the right because I know that up here is like a self-contained loop. So hopefully when you don't get too lost when exploring, you can open up your map and see that we're at the top right of the map. So obviously wherever this is going is different, isn't the main path, you know what I mean? So up here we get to the monkey island, I like to call it, even though there is an ape on here. Don't come at me. And like I said, it's just a little loop. So if we come across here, we get to Louie's house. Already you can see the vibes a little bit, big into fitness. Because as you'll see later on, Flip's house is being converted into a gym for the 2 of them. So Louie's house is actually sort of their apartment where they live together up in the trees. So let's go in and have a quick look. Oh, look at him. He's doing exactly what I want him to be doing. Bless. Thank you. Yeah, so this is Louie's place. Louie and Flip's place. They each have their own hammock right next to each other, of course. They have like this little punching bag. They cannot get enough. And then over here they have a little kitchen moment for smoothies, of course. Put in that protein powder and you've got a great time. And yeah, little moment where they can sit and drink some tea, you know. They may be tough, but they still like their downtime. They like their tea. And then over here, you know, they need a shower. They need to wash off the sweat from their workout. They've even got their own photos to show who sits where. And soap. Because they're having a shower. Yeah. Anyway, I really wanted to use this rope flooring with the jungle underneath. The flooring, it's so cool. I want to say this, I hope it's the right way, like the right term. The parallax effect looks so good. So I thought that his house would be the perfect one to use it in. Yeah. So yeah, that's what that is. I hope you enjoyed it. Ook, ook, ook. And then across this land bridge, we get to Flip's house. So like I said earlier, this is sort of like their gym. We've got a little outdoor section here with everything they might need. I mean, I don't think I would be putting these contraptions outside. But you know, they're pretty serious about it, so. And then of course, there's even more to see on the inside. So let's check it out. So, oh, hi Flora. So Flip's place, like I mentioned a few times, is the gym for he and Louie, or anyone really who wants to come and hang out. There's also, oh my god, table tennis? I'm sorry, I'm not a hip person. And obviously a refreshment zone, you know, the boys gotta stay hydrated, and a protein shake. I mean, That's all the rage, I assume. And a mop bucket for all the sweat, obviously. The buckets of it. So over here we've got the actual like little cute little windows, little workout zone with all the equipment. We got the tunes, you know, keep them motivated. And then we've got a lovely view of the jungle, as always. I utilize this jungle wall with these fences a lot because I love it. And I want to be there so bad. Anyway, I guess Flora's here to play some... Is it ping pong? Is that another word for it? Wow. Anyway, here to play with flips. So sorry, I won't hold either of you up any longer. Yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun building that room, actually. And doing a sports themed thing is not usually something I'd be doing. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. So let's leave monkey / gorilla island and come down this little optional little side path. So down this very natural looking incline, we get to Flora's house. So everywhere you look, once you're down here, you're seeing flamingos. I guess it's her family. There's a few items in Animal Crossing that make me go, and these flamingos are some of them because you can have an actual flamingo. Similar ones is like the hamster in a cage when you can have hamsters. The dog kennel, the birdhouse, they're all a bit, maybe that could be an island theme one day. Anyway, Flora loves gardening, so we've got lots of plants and flowers just outside her house, as well as her family members, I guess. And then because Tangy didn't get her own room technically, because her house was turned into a smoothie shop, so we decided that Flora and Tangy are actually roommates. So that house is built with that in mind. So let's have a quick look inside. So here we have Flora and Tangy's house. Just a little corridor as you enter here to split their rooms. And then yeah, we've got the sort of communal area with a table with some cupcakes for them and a little kitchen. This is mainly for Tangy. Obviously, she loves making smoothies, but she also likes to cook and bake. And then this is Tangy's room, as you can tell in her little photo. Just gonna maintaining like the bright fruit vibes. And then over here, we've got a more plant-oriented setup for Flora, who, like I said, likes plants and looking after them and growing them. So this is where she looks at all of her sprout saplings and sees how they're going. And then this is her lovely little bed nook as well. A lot more cozy, I suppose, compared to the bright colours over by Tangy. So yeah. I quite enjoy doing this one. I think I might do this again, actually, if a similar layout if I have another sort of roommate situation. Yeah. Hopefully I got across the vision of the split house, but still cohesive. I mean, everyone deserves to have a bed. I think now that I'm thinking about it, no, you know what, my baby girl Fauna, she didn't get a bed. She just has the fake door that implies that there's one somewhere. Sorry, girl. Anyway, if we continue back up to the main path, we've got another little insect research zone. This one is specifically for Cesar, who I've decided is big into the bugs, and that's why he's here. Another gorilla, of course. Coming across here, we've got Cesar's little chill zone. I mean, the waterfalls, they're relaxing, they're loud, I don't know, but I think this would still be really nice. Just before we pop into Cesar's though, I'll just go down this little vine with some design codes to show that you can do this. And we get to Cesar's little bug collection, which is pretty immense. He's got lots of nets. I think this would be like his main one, and this was like his first net, so he keeps it for sentimental reasons, you know? He's got himself a little drink on the right there, and some music to listen to while he's doing his studies, and this is his little scrapbook where he keeps the photos and notes for all the bugs that he catches. I'll say, I don't like bugs. I'm a bit of a bug hater, but I don't know, the Animal Crossing ones, they don't disturb me unless my character is shoving them up in your face. You know when they like show it off and it's like right up in your grill? But other than that, I don't know, I think they're cute. Anyway, let's go in and check out Cesar's house. Hello, Cesar. So here we are. I mean, not a lot has changed. What can I say? The man likes bugs. What are you gonna do about it? So he's got a little sink over here to wash up after he's been doing all his outside stuff. Sloppy bed, of course. He's a busy man. He hasn't got time to clean up his bed. And a little workstation here. And also a little kitchen. You could have been using one of these. I would not have been upset. Anyway, just a very simple house, you know. He doesn't spend much time indoors. He's always outside. And then over here we've just got some stools where he can sit and read a book about, of course, what else? Some bugs. And some fruit, of course. Monkeys like fruit. Everyone knows that. Gorillas like fruit. Yeah. I just love using this jungle wall. With the jungle sounds as well. This island is so fun. I don't know. And back out we go. So we'll come down this little land bridge, which takes us to here. Ooh. Shall we indulge in a little side path? I think we shall. So coming across this fallen log, you sort of get to see the very last area I decorated actually was this mossy statue zone. I like to think that this is like one of the ruins on the island, on the jungle. And that's why all the researchers have set up here as well, including Blathers. Yeah, with a little magical gyroid right in the middle there. I actually just didn't know what to put there, so yeah. And then over here we've got the lily of the valley. Okay, I think I lied earlier. But yeah, you can come over here and have a quick look at Flora's place. And then this will lead you back down to the main path, but we're not going to go down there yet. We're going to head on back so that we can see what's happening over this bridge. So this bridge obviously looks a lot more formal, I guess, more structured than the other bridges, and that's because we're coming into the resort area. So the first thing you see is this little like bar moment where you can get a drink or some food. There's a full kitchen set up back there. You can get a drink here. I actually have a lot of fun building this tiny little build. And then if you come down here, you've got the main resort. But before we check that out, let's have a look what's going on down here. So we've got the bar, which I love it. I want to come here and have a drink and eat some of this fruit pizza, and I don't know, I'd love to be here with very nice relaxing vibes, obviously. This area of the island looks really good at nighttime, definitely more the vibes, but I think it'd still be nice during the day just to sit and look out over to the ocean in front of you. And, oh hi Louie, sorry. Coming down here onto the beach, we've got just a few more little things. The resort sort of sprawls out, little relaxing moment here. You can get some ice cream and drinks. This kind man will assist you. And if you follow the path, we get to the dock. So, oh sorry, the pier. So basically, my thinking is this is where a lot of the tourists actually land. If they're not coming by the seaplane, then they come by captain's boat. And this is another way that you can come in and, you know, check in at the resort. So I've just got a few little cafe moments, I suppose, down here, so you can sit and relax by the beach, which is obviously a huge pull for PALMAPE. You can come up here a little bit. It's very basic beach decorating. I'm fairly certain I do stop you at some point. Let's have a look. Oh, so this is obviously the other side of Cesar's little bug area. Yep. You're not allowed past there, but as you can see, it's just sort of like a bunch of colourful flowers. My leftover flowers, basically. Nothing too interesting. You're not missing out. So back down at the beach, we've got a little volleyball set up here. Oh, that's so fun. And oh, listen, this guy had too much fun at the bar last night, obviously. I think we should let him sleep it off. Got a nice relaxing moment where you can just lie on the beach, obviously with an adequate amount of sunscreen on, soak in those rays safely. And then if you come up here, ooh, there's a very subtle indicator here that you can follow these little hopping stones. Oh, okay. And come over to our campsite, which I forgot to invite someone, which I meant to do for the tour. I don't even think they're in the dream address, but it's fine. Usually I like to invite someone because these red and yellow flags are just a lot, but they work on PALMAPE, so it's fine. So I think when we were decorating this one on stream, which all of my islands I decorate on stream actually, over on Twitch, I think our idea was that someone sort of, not crash landed, but they came here in this yacht, landed on this little beach, and somehow they're so clueless that they don't realize that they're actually on a resort island, and they thought they'd found some abandoned island, so they've just been chilling. They've set up their little campfire, they've set up their own little fishing spot, and all of this is going on, and they somehow don't know there's a resort nearby. I guess they're always listening to their AirPods or something because they don't hear the music from the resort, but it's fine. Basically, I wasn't sure what to do with the campsite, but that turned into a fun little cute moment. Oh my gosh! Flip! Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Thank you for displaying how you can relax here on the beach. So back up here, and we'll go to the moment that I've sort of been teasing a little bit and check out the actual resort. So right out front is a big old pool, because of what kind of tropical resort wouldn't have one. We've got some little lounges here set up with some massage oil so you can relax. A little jacuzzi as well on the side. Some bathrooms, obviously. And yeah, so obviously you can come and chill in this pool. I have never done fake water like this before. It's so cute. It's so fun. I don't know why I've taken so long to do it. I loved it. But yeah, so the resort is basically made up of 3 houses actually. We've got my house in the middle, which is the main resort, and then we've got a bungalow on the left, which Audie is in, and another one on the right for Bud. So they're both tourists actually on this island. I think they both look so touristy. I love it for them. Yeah, I suppose let's visit the little bungalows first, and let's start with Audie. Oh no, she's sick! Okay, we're just gonna pretend we didn't see that. At least she matches the color scheme. That's nice of her. So these are sort of self-contained little flats, I suppose. Oh girl, ew, bless you. So we've got a little kitchenette happening in the side here. They've got their bedroom. Bless you. And they've got a little patio looking out at the jungle, obviously. I tried to make it make sense, so that side of her house is definitely looking out at the jungle. I don't know. The bathroom is in the back somewhere, who knows. So I've decided that while Audie is here visiting PALMAPE, she's sort of blogging her entire experience. So she's got a little setup here with her laptop where she's talking about it all and uploading all her photos and having a little afternoon drink. Oh, morning drink. It's fine. Yeah, so try and remember the vague layout in this place because you're about to see it again, but just a little bit different. So here is Bud's place. Again, this layout might look a little bit familiar. It's just the same as Audie's but swapped, and then of course to make it make sense, we've got a view out to the ocean rather than into the jungle. I don't know which side I like more. This one's got birds, so, you know, and a little guitar. I feel like Bud looks like a ukulele player to me. So, of course. And then yeah. Other than that, it's very, very similar. Except Bud's just got heaps of fruit and stuff rather than a little vlogging moment. Because, you know, he's not as interested in being online all the time. He just wants to sit and watch the ocean and play his little ukulele. Oh, look at that ice cream. Oh, that would be so good on this island. Oh, yeah. So those are the 2 little side, I don't know, am I using the word bungalow correctly? little apartments, I suppose. And then we've got the main building, which is my house. So here we are in the reception area of the resort. If you come up to the counter here, some helpful PALMAPE staff will help check you in at the reception. And there's just some sort of storage boxes and stuff around. You might notice that I have blocked off the side rooms. I didn't really want to decorate them. But you can explore, obviously, the attic and the basement. So over here we've got a sort of like waiting area to sit and look out at the ocean. Well, I suppose technically that's looking at Bud's place, but don't worry about it. And then over here we've got some magazines telling you all about the island and other islands that you can visit nearby. And then a little smoothie stall where you can make your own fresh smoothies, courtesy of the hotel, the resort, whatever. Yeah, it sort of looks like you might be able to go into this one, but you cannot. Some tactfully placed Birkenstocks will stop you. Yeah, this was a surprisingly challenging room to build. I know it looks really simple and like a very standard this kind of room, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like at this point the colors were starting to get to me, but yeah, I think it turned out nicely. So let's go check out the attic, the top room. Ah, yes. Here we've got our rooftop bar. Yeah, so my idea with this one, I felt very smart when I came up with it, but then when I was trying to implement it, not so much. The idea is that this is like every tacky, didn't say that, but you know what I mean, resort bar, rooftop bar moment where they've got that sort of floor to ceiling fish tank. So that's the idea here, is that whole wall is just really big fish tanks. And then on the sides, you can sort of look out onto the ocean, because obviously we're meant to be on the roof right now. But yeah, in the middle we've got the kitchen and the bar where you can order some drinks or some food. And then just some sort of eclectic bar setups going on. I think this would be a great place to stop and have some chips and have a drink. Looking out over to the ocean or the fish, I don't know. I think it would be really nice. And I had a lot of fun making this room, so yeah. And now we've come down to the basement spa area. So on the side here, we've just got a nice luxurious bath, some fresh fruit of course. I'm sure it would smell amazing in here. And then back here we've just got some yuzu baths, mostly because this item is one of my favorites. I built a whole island just because I wanted to use this item a lot. It's literally called Yuzu, that island. But yeah, obviously we had to have that guy, the best bath guy. And then over here we've got some lounges where you can relax and have a massage with this massage oil. And of course I had to include these in my house because otherwise there was no way to upload the dream address. There's no other beds, so yeah. It's a really nice, relaxing spa moment, which I feel any tropical resort should definitely have this. Oh, after the dark lighting in that house, oh my gosh, it's so bright outside. So yeah, that's the whole resort area. I hope you enjoyed it. And then if we continue past this little bar moment from earlier, we can go across another nice looking bridge and get to, if you'll recall, near the start now. And this is just sort of like a little information guide for you, I suppose, for any of the resort visitors, guests who want some information about the hiking, they can come to this friendly guide. And if you went up here, you would end up in that sort of, this sort of loop that had like the jungle ruins moment and Flora's house. Sorry, I keep getting it. I keep stumbling when I go to say Flora because I've got flora and fauna on this island, which I find quite amusing. And yeah, down here we've got another little fruit smoothie zone. I mean, I've got so many of these because I think you would get very thirsty and you'd probably be sweating a lot on this island, so it doesn't hurt to have a lot of refreshments. And then down here, as the sign implicates, we're back at the start of the airport, but of course there's one last little secret, well, not really a secret, but a little side path if you come up here. And then you can just have a view of Flora's house from earlier. I guess Flora and Tangy's house, technically. Sort of a good way to check out all of the flamingos I've got around. Sorry about, I swear that area to the left, top left is decorated, but because there's so many things, it's just not loading in on the peripherals, so that's pretty funny. Yep, both directions. So maybe just stick to this unless you've got a more powerful machine. Yeah. And interestingly enough, this little peach here was the very last item that I placed as a decorative item on this island. I had decorated this entire island and had this tree stump here already. And yeah, I just had forgotten to put something there. It was just a blank space and I saw it on the flyover and I went, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So that's why there's just a peach there. I didn't want to risk planting something that I couldn't actually pick back up again. But yeah, and then coming back down, we've got this little white ramp that we mentioned at the start, and then we come back to resident services and two of our lovely girlies having a chit chat. So that is PALMAPE for you. I don't think we've missed anything, but obviously again, you're more than welcome to visit PALMAPE with the dream address, and try and see if you can find anything that I missed here. Oh, wow, I really thought I'd be able to sit on that. That's a little embarrassing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your time here. And if you do visit, I hope you enjoy your time there as well. Oh, this guy is my favorite gyroid. Look at him go. So committed to the bit. But thank you so much for sticking through with this whole tour if you're still here. I know it was a relatively long one. I can already see how long the recording is going for. And that's not even including visiting a lot of those houses. So thank you so much for sticking with it and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll actually have another island tour up very soon. I'm guessing tomorrow tomorrow in my time I'll be finishing my other island, which is like a witchy forest core. So I'll have to find time to record that tour as well, and then it'll also be here. So yeah, sort of nothing for a year or so, and then here comes two. If you want to be involved in seeing any of these island processes from start to finish, or offer your opinions or feedback live, then you're welcome to come check me out on Twitch. I'm Milky Witch over there as well. I stream Animal Crossing pretty regularly and I always work on it on stream. So it'd be lovely to have you there. But if not, thank you so much for being here today and I hope you had a wonderful time. And until I see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember that you are loved.